Hey, phony homies. On today's spooky episode, we discuss week 7 injuries, waiver wires, ads, drops, and so much more. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, welcome to another fantastic episode of the Fake Football Guys Show. I'm your host, Giancarlo Campos, and alongside me is the one and only Dustin Diddy Lingaman. What's up, DL?
I'm here. I got sidetracked because he called me Diddy. Don't call me Diddy. Dick
Sorry,
four.
I'm not used to it. You know what? I'm also not used to being on the left-hand side. I love being on the right-hand side. Like you always have me over there.
Well, just let me work my magic.
Oh,
there you go.
Look at
All
that.
right.
Look at that. The best sound engineer / producer / co-host.
Not as easy as it looks, guys.
Fucking everything. Dude, it's
give
crazy.
the Wombats credit. This is not as easy, especially when you're trying to keep up with what's going on, who's talking, who's not, and all that fun stuff. It's not as easy as you think.
No, it's not.
It's really hard. So, anyways, what's up, dude?
Not much, man. We're here again. Another great episode. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You're ready.
I got a lot on my mind. You know, week
I
6
got a lot on mine too.
Was great for us Bears fans out here, and you could tell we're wearing that Bears orange, just a little different,
maybe.
A little different colors. We'll get into that a little later. See what kind of orange I'm wearing, whose team I'm wearing on here, and why you're wearing what you're wearing too. But that's not why people are here. Yeah, let's pay some bills and get the particulars out of the way. Let's remind the people at home, the phony homies at home, where they can follow us if they so choose on Twitter. DL.
Tweet FFG.
Real simple, real easy. And we always try to get the hashtag trending. If you have any questions, you want any advice, love advice, fantasy advice, maybe you're in debt, who knows? We can give you the advice, guys. We got it. DL, what is the hashtag that we use?
Ask us FFG.
Pretty easy, pretty simple, not too hard. DL, if we want people to send us emails, let's say that they don't have oh, dude, let's not go.
Sorry, dude. It's got to be. I'm in one of those moods, bro. I can't help myself.
I love it.
All right, go ahead.
Love it. If people want to send us emails, where can they send those emails, DL?
Easy. Ask us FFG at gmail.com.
Pretty simple, pretty easy. There's a trend here, DL, as always. And finally, DL,
yes.
the honors.
Yes. You can call JC at any time, given day, night, weekend. He's kind of like the Postal Service. He never stops picking up his phone, that is. You can call him at 708-605. I'm sorry, 708-655-4508. Sorry, bro. It's been
you said it so many times you'd think you would have memorized it by now.
I still don't. You know, I have never memorized that number. I'm just like,
when are you gonna be, you know, deep in Alzheimer's, not remember anybody's names, family members' names, and you're gonna remember my phone number. It's gonna happen.
Well, yeah, okay, sure, absolutely, bro, absolutely.
That's all you're gonna think of, and I'm gonna be
bitch
at the top of Mount Everest, holding all my fantasy championships.
Yeah, except for this week. You want to talk about your week?
We'll do that. We'll do that in a moment.
Oh, okay. I can't wait.
Funny, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and
smash
that notification button. That way you know when we go live. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Spotify. You can watch us on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, and anywhere that you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah. Yes.
Jam-packed show today, but let's get started with what happened this past week.
I don't know. You tell me what happens. Okay, I'm gonna say it. JC and I went head to head in my main league, and let me tell you, before we started, I looked at his team, I looked at my team, and I was like, legit, like this is gonna be close. I don't think I'm gonna pull it off. I really hope I do, but like my tight end like sucked, and I was like, I don't know, like. I'm dealing with like some injuries like most people in fantasy right now, so don't cry for me. But I got Jalen Hurts back, who was awesome, along with A.J. Brown, who was awesome. Here's where it got tricky. Tyler Conklin that I picked up. I was like, should I start him or should I start Andrews? I'm like, I'm gonna be safe this week. Went with Conklin, and then all of a sudden I saw this report that like, oh, he's kind of dealing with a hip injury, blah blah blah. I'm like, fuck, I can't do that. I can't wait till Monday. So I went out there, and it was a tight end wasteland. But I saw my boy, I saw my guy, a name from the past that I was like, you know what? I have faith in you, Mr. Zach fucking Ertz. So play Zach Ertz, right? I was like, all right, okay, cool. Just getting nervous, and then all of a sudden, fucking motherfucking Mark Andrews gets like 15 points. I'm like, damn it! So I'm sweating, phony homies. I'm sweating real bad. I'm like, I'm not gonna talk trash. Talk trash, and we'll ruin it. Anyways, long story longer. We get down to Monday night. I'm ahead. What was it like? I was ahead like 17 points or something like that. No, not even. I think you needed 13 points or something of that nature. And I was sweating through each quarter. It got so bad. I literally had to turn off the game. I had to like go take a walk around the block. I was like, and leave my phone. I had to leave my phone because like, I kept like trying to update it. And I was like, fuck. I'm like, you're going to lose, bro. Just accept it. It's okay. You're going to lose.
And if I didn't know it was that serious. Holy shit.
Dude, I wanted this win so bad. I've been on a skid. I've been on a skid since like week 2, bro. And I've been getting like beat out by like 1 point or 2 points or something like that. I'm like, here we fucking go again. And Marvin Harrison Jr., like he shit the bed, right? Not his fault. He got injured, but I was like, man, I had a couple goose eggs on there. I was like, damn. But thank fucking God, the fantasy guys look down upon one of your great spectators, DL, and was like, you motherfucker, you're gonna win. Fuck JC, because he always beats you, but not today. Today you will be victory. Today you will kick that ass. Yes, you can't see it, but I think it's like what, 116, 117.
Sorry,
you can. It's 117. Here, just share it. Here, I'll share it.
Fucking lost. That's what.
Go ahead. Sorry, that was my triumph. I'm gonna share it, but you go ahead. If you want to tell your perspective, or if you don't want to talk about it, dude, I totally
yeah, I'll talk about it. Look, man, I am what's the saying? I am
you suck
something in victory as I am in defeat. What's the fucking saying, dude?
I don't know.
In victory.
You act like I know quotes, bro. Like I know good quotes, not shitty ones.
Give me one.
Man, I don't know.
Humble in victory. Humble in victory and proud in defeat. Here it is. This is what
it is.
Here. I'll take it. I'll wear it.
Pop bottles you won. Celebrated with
this week.
117.6 to 116.2, bro. That now I've won in tighter. I've actually won in a tighter situations where it's like a 1/10 of a point. But this one, I had like I had to check my underpants. Not gonna lie.
Could you just click on my team? Could you just click on my team?
Sure. You want to go side by side, or you just want
scroll down a little bit for me? Go to my flex player this week, and show what my flex player did this week on this matchup.
So your flex, you had Tank Dell. Good. That's where I started shitting the bed because I was like, man, I had Tank Dell. Yep. Last year when Nico Collins was out, he ate, and he did 7 receptions, 1 touchdown, 57 yards receiving, and then you got a little greedy. You went with Pierce. Was it Alex?
Greedy. I thought Alec Pierce. I thought he was going to perform. I thought Michael Pittman's going to be out. That's what I thought. Well, I didn't get to my lineup in time because Pittman played.
So you got Wick.
Pierce out.
You got Wixed.
Yeah, I got Pip.
You got Wix, bro. Because like everybody thought like, oh, Wix.
If you look at my bench, man. If you look at my bench, I had 2 guys. I had 2 guys that could have played.
Time out. Let's look at my flex. I started Calvin Ridley, who got, that's right, 0.90.
That was almost the difference. The difference was literally 1 point.
Dude, I was like so mad. I was like, come on, Kelvin. And then Tolbert, right? I thought Dallas was going to have a game. I was like, oh, fuck. I knew they couldn't run against Detroit, but I thought they were going to. Dude, they got embarrassed. We'll get to that. All right, let's look at your bench. Let's see.
And then we'll wrap it up on this one.
Yeah.
If I would have started, I knew Rashad White was out. I knew Xavier Worthy was on a bye. I knew Jalen Waddle was on a bye. I knew Pacheco was on a bye. Hawkinson's out. If I would have just started Charbonnet or Ford, I win.
Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20. If I would have started Andrews, or if I would have started fucking Purdy, who got 30 points, you wouldn't even been close at all. Like I would have fucking beat you by like a good 10 points.
True.
Right?
True.
So don't do that. That's a good point. phony homies. Don't do that. Don't look at your bench. Don't go back and like, oh, I wish I would have started so and so.
No,
there's a reason why you didn't.
Absolutely look at your bench. If you left your studs, the guys that you paid hard-earned cash.
Who did you leave on your bench? That
nobody.
I
did.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. What are you talking about?
I left Baker Mayfield in the league, and I started Danny Dimes. And I only
that was stupid. That's called being cute. Don't get cute with your lineup.
Well, you know why?
Don't try to like stream too much, because I get hooked on that too. But don't do it. There's a reason why you drafted. Go ahead.
I was in a different league, and then we'll get to it because I know you guys didn't care for any of this. This is something
we got news. We got news first.
Yeah. This is a strategy that I employ when I'm projected to lose by 20, 25 points, 15 points, something ridiculous. I'll do an odd choice, and I'll try to grab somebody from a waiver wire. I'll try to do a Hail Mary throw in those moments. Case in point for this past week, I could have started Baker Mayfield against the New Orleans Saints, but I didn't because I was afraid that New Orleans was going to be really good because they have a great defense, the top 8 defense, top 6 defense. And I benched Baker thinking, oh, he's not going to do much. And I started Danny Dimes, unfortunately, against a porous Cincinnati Bengals defense. I thought this is going to be a shootout. The Bengals have a good offense. They're going to have to score a lot. They're going to score a lot, and the Giants are going to have to score a lot to keep up. I thought that was going to happen, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. They didn't even combine to score 40 points or whatever it was. And instead, Baker finished with like 30-plus points in fantasy, and Danny Dimes had like 15. So, a little bit in my face, but I tried the Hail Mary throw.
That's what you get, though. Danny Dimes, I get. Yeah, bro. Like, I get that, though, because there's like, I mean, I was like.
It's a big game every year.
But even like you lost because the Bengals sucked. Dude, if the Bengals would have went off, like that's what I was nervous about. I'm like, I'm fucked. He's got, by the way, you stacked, right? You stacked Burrow with Jamar Chase, which I'm like, fuck, that stack versus Jalen Hurts. That's kind of cool. We had like Jalen Hurts versus AJ Brown, right? Good stack. And I was like, man, and I think who did the Bengals, didn't they play like Indiana?
The Colts, yeah.
Yeah, the Colts. So
I was like, the Bengals played against Danny Dimes and the Giants. So
that's what it was. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that defense is trash. Fuck.
Yeah.
Anywho, we do have a couple. We have one question, and it comes from Marcos. He wants our thoughts on Cade Otton. So I did have Cade Otton the week prior, and here's my thought on Cade Otton. He's very similar to Zach Ertz, right? You're not gonna get like they're Jags, right? Just the guy, right? They're going to get you points. They're not going to like blow up on you, but they're going to get you something. The thing about Otton and why I chose Zach Ertz over Otton is that I saw Zach Ertz when I watched the Commanders, he's more involved in the game. Like he's definitely more involved in the game where I see Otton is like he gets 1 or 2 passes maybe, but he's really on blocking duty. So I wanted more of a guy that I knew he could get some garbage time points, and that's what I was looking for. That's my take on it. I don't know. What do you think, JC?
They play Monday night. First and foremost, the Buccaneers. Cade Otton played for the Buccaneers. Something that I like to do when I try to stream somebody, and I'll give you guys a little bit of deep insider shit that I don't tell anybody.
They're playing Baltimore.
People here. Yeah, but I don't even tell people this, but it's not anything crazy. But if I may share screen, because I think it's important to go over this. Something that I do before I stream somebody, and hopefully if you're watching, because this is why you guys want to tune in, is to see this. Something I do is I look at positions versus the team they're going up against. So in this case, Cade Otton of the Buccaneers is playing against the Ravens. Let's see how the Ravens did week 1 against.
And where is this? CBS Sports?
Yeah, this is CBS Sports, but I just did a quick Google search. I'll show you a Google search. I'll hit back. I just did Ravens versus tight ends. Versus tight ends. Okay.
Gotcha.
So we'll go ahead and check it out. So the Chiefs tight ends versus the Ravens. Obviously, this is Travis Kelce, 7 targets, 6 receptions, 71 yards. The Raiders tight ends, Brock Bowers the Raiders against the Ravens. He had 11 targets. It might not just be him. It might be the team. But 11 targets, 10 receptions, 109 yards. Cowboys tight ends. Ferguson was out, so I forget who their backup is, but he was out week 3. 13 targets, 7 receptions, 100 yards. Bills tight ends, 8 targets, 6 receptions, 47 yards. So you can just kind of see, without me going too in depth here, what the tight ends did against these teams. It looks like, for the most part, the tight ends are having success against the Ravens. So I would say, from me to you, DL, and from us to Marcos, start Cade Otton confidently.
Yeah, I agree. He's kind of ranked at in PPR format. He's like a 15. So it depends on your. If you could tell me it's standard, you got to look at scoring, right? I mean, it's not going to make a huge differerence, but it is. I mean, if he's getting targeted enough, yeah, I feel confident with Cade Otton. It's a dice throw, really. Like the only reason why I picked Zach Ertz because I literally had Cade on the week 4, and he didn't really. He got me like 7 points. I was like, and I looked at Zach Ertz. That's what I do. I look at the past like game log, and I look at like what they did against like teams that weren't against really or like suck at defending tight ends versus like his hard weeks, right? So when it came down to the Commanders, right, they just played Baltimore, and he had Zach Ertz had a great week because the Baltimore are like 5th of giving up the most points to tight ends. So put a bow on that. Great question. Also, we have been actually. Oh, never mind. I thought that was Lord Goose. Never mind. George said, "Good shit, fellas."
Appreciate you, George. Appreciate
Thanks, George. You're the best, bro.
One of my guys in one of our leagues. Appreciate you for the support.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. Good guy. Good dude. All right, DL. Let's
get to some news. Yeah, get some news. So here's the thing. Yeah, bro. So is today like the first day? Correct me if I'm wrong. Today's like the first day when trades are happening in the NFL, right?
I think they could.
I think it opened up. I don't know. Anyways, there were a lot of trades that happened today, like hot trades that were going on. The first one, which I think everybody probably heard about, but Davante Adams is reunited with his old pal. That's right, the QB of those Jets, Karen Rodgers. So the Jets, so they're back, right? The Jets are reportedly sending back a conditional 3rd-round pick that could be considered a 2nd-round pick based on performance. Cool. So here's my question to you, JC. How do you feel this affects like the Jets? And really more or less on the fantasy side of things, especially with like some of the bigger like names, right? Because we got some of the like, you got Garrett Wilson, who's been the number 1 target, who's gotten a huge volume. I think he's got like 20 targets or 22 targets in one game. So what do you think? Is this a plus? Are you nervous about having Garrett Wilson? Like, because I think he's going to go to wide receiver 2.
Who will go?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson? Okay.
Yeah, I think Adams will be 1. Garrett Wilson will be 2. Right?
Be interesting. I don't think it'll go that way.
Lazard's going to be like that. I don't know.
You know who gets screwed in all this? Lazard, who's been having a magical year. Honestly,
top 12.
Phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. And what is it? It's the comfort that Aaron has with Lazard. And he's got that comfort with Davante. Now, let's be real. I think what it's going to do actually to both – I think Lazard is a loser here, unfortunately. He loses out on the target share. I think he loses out on the usage. I think he loses out on a lot of what he's been doing, I believe, playing out of the slot. So what's going to happen is Davante fits in. He can play any position in the wide receiver tree. He could play the X. He could play the Z. He can play them all. Okay. I think what's going to happen is it's going to open up the offense first and foremost. I think the biggest beneficiaries here are, believe it or not, it's going to sound crazy, the running backs.
Yep.
I think you're not going to have 8 in the box anymore. I think Breece Hall is about to start to eat. I think he's going to turn the season around and have some big. Yeah, I think it's time. I think that's what's coming. I expect Davante to be a low-end wide receiver 1, and I still expect Garrett Wilson to be a solid wide receiver 1 as well. I think Davante will take on the best corners because I think he'll get peppered with more targets than Garrett Wilson will. But Garrett Wilson will get the biggest plays because he's just a little quicker now. He's a little faster than Davante is these days. Davante's just technician. He can run routes with the best of them. Probably top 2 or 3 wide receivers.
He is 31, so he's a 31-year-old wide receiver. However, just like if you look back at the Green Bay days where they tormented us. Him, Rodgers, and Davante Adams. I mean, like, holy shit! Like some of the passes, you were just like, I wish one day we could get a wide receiver like that. So, I mean, it's interesting to see.
Here, I'll give you a good example. It'll be like yin and yang. I think Davante will be like Mike Evans, and I think Garrett Wilson will be like Chris Godwin, where Godwin gets more explosive downfield plays, and Evans gets the possessions. Evans gets more targets, more catches, but the bigger plays go to Garrett Wilson. That's, I think, the breakdown.
Okay, so the question is, because I've been kind of pondering, I've been kind of chasing after Adams for a while. There's a person in our league that I always try to like get him from, and I was trying to get him like last week, but I was like, yeah, I don't know. But so Adams on a new team. Are you buying? Are you trying to get him? Are you selling high? Are you giving like? Or are you just gonna chill and see what happens first?
I'm so sorry. Mexico leads USA 1-0. So I just want to throw that out there. To answer your question, I think I'm buying. DL.
Yeah, but the question is, are you buying high? Are you buying low?
I think. I mean, how do you sell a guy that high? I mean, I guess you could sell like a bullshit bill of goods, but
so
you
like
get an RB1 for him.
HN for Adams. Would you make that offer? Okay.
But I wouldn't do Bijan for Adams. I wouldn't do Kamara for Adams. I wouldn't do Joe Mixon for Adams. I think those are running backs that have proven and have been better than what Adams has done.
Even if 2 is coming back.
Can I give you a good guy? I think I would do a guy that it would be. If I was an Etienne manager, I would try to sell Etienne as quick as possible.
Oh, dude, I don't think you can. I don't think you can.
I don't know either, but if you
maybe last week,
we
you could probably pull that off.
About it 2 weeks ago.
But this week, man, Tink. Okay, anyways, we'll get there because I'm sure the doc can give us some insight on that. The next big trade that happened today was Amari Cooper is no longer in the doghouse. See what I did there?
That's good.
Thank you. So he's actually he's going off to a team that actually has a quarterback that enjoys what he's doing, and that's Josh Allen. So yeah, I'm really excited for Cooper. I think he's definitely been trying to do his best. He just had a guy who really doesn't care. I don't know. I think Watson just doesn't care anymore, honestly, if I can be 100%. The only bad thing is that now Marquez Valdes-Scantling is out of the wide receiver room. So
yeah, so let's talk about that. Where do you think he's going to go? Because I know the team.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because I was like really happy for like Amari Cooper. I was like, damn, I kind of wish I had Amari Cooper like on my bench because the Bills. That's the way I look at it is like the Bills needed that deep threat and they got it right. And I think that's going to open it up for a lot of people, even your boy Kincaid, because there's times where Kincaid was deep, bro, and like just not getting it. And I think Buffalo needs that because Josh Allen, I mean, he was like running his ass off. Anyways, Scantling, and I don't know, that's a good one because I feel like he's like middle of the road.
Yeah, he's like a wide receiver 3, but with the right quarterback, with good quarterbacks, he could be serviceable. Now, do me a favor. Go ahead and pull up Marquez Valdes-Scantling and let me know the last 2 teams he was on, because I will tell you exactly who he will play for.
Okay, so we know he was on, obviously. Yeah, the last 2 teams he was on, Green Bay Packers and Kansas City. I don't have to look that up.
I think he's going to Kansas City. That is where he's going. The Packers have too many.
Ooh, so they're going to go ahead.
So they got Juju. They got Sky Moore. They got
Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, they lost Rashee Rice.
That sucked. That like screwed my team so bad.
The Rashee Rice, yeah, me too. It screwed up one of my leagues too. Bad.
He was like my third. Like I was like, all right, because I had Marvin Harrison Jr., I had AJ Brown, and I had Rashid White, who I got late in the rounds. I was like, yeah, all right, fuck it. I'll throw him in there and see what happens. And then he was like blowing up. I was like, I'm going to kick everyone's ass. And now I'm not.
I had the best team in one of my leagues, in my home league, Tim's league, if any of the guys are watching. I had CeeDee Lamb. I had Jaden Reed. I had Mike Evans. Yeah, I had Cooper Kupp, and I had Rashee Rice. I had 5.
Speaking of which,
12 receivers, 5, and I lost Rice.
Speaking of which, Cooper Kupp has actually been working out. He's looking good. I got a text from the doc not too long ago, which he should be here any second now, but we got to end it off with your boy. Russell motherfucking Wilson is getting snaps with this week with the first team. And it looks like he will start week 7, right? Funny thing is, Coach Tomlin came out because they were like, well, what about Justin Fields? Mind you, Fields has actually helped the team get to a 4-2 start.
Right.
So and like they were asking them, they're like, hey, what Justin Fields like stats, like blah blah blah. If you look at Wilson's, and you know what Tomlin said?
What do you say?
Tomlin said that stats are like for what was it? Stats are comfort food for losers. Like the only reason why you look at those is because like you're a loser and you need to feel better. I was like, oh shit. I love Tomlin. I fucking love him.
Can I say something about Tomlin? I love him too. Can I say something about him? A story resurfaced from 2022 this past week about Mike Tomlin. During the Dolphins coaching search, I want to say this was 13 years ago. During the coaching search in 2007, the Dolphins organization interviewed Mike Tomlin as part of the Rooney Rule. Now, for those that don't know, the Rooney Rule is a rule that's in effect where NFL teams have to interview black candidates or minority candidates. Well, the Dolphins chose Mike Tomlin. This is before he coached the Steelers. And the Dolphins did not give him the opportunity because, end quote, Tomlin was too hip-hop for the organization in 2007.
That's some white people shit right there. Dude, some white people shit right there.
That is what a member of the staff read in the.
Wow.
He was too hip-hop. So not to incite anything or anything, but think about that. Well, they did a good job with Mike McDaniel, but.
Yeah, but the Dolphins have gotten kind of hit because what's his name? Before the coach before, I forget his name. Mm-hmm. It's like, sorry, gotta look it up, but I'm being lazy. He like sued them. He was like, "You guys, fuck you guys," like blah blah blah. Anyways, really, what
they lucked out into Mike McDaniel because they fired Brian Flores after he won like 9 out of.
That's who it was. Brian Flores. Yeah. That's who the fuck it was. Here's my question though, because we're Bears fans, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that if Justin Fields plays 2 more games, the Bears will get the 4th round pick? So, I asked you. Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude. It's not just looks, bro.
For a moment.
It's not just looks.
What jersey are you wearing? I did not know that actually. I forgot that.
Yeah, Justin wearing a Fields jersey. Motherfucking Fields. Who are you wearing?
Fields, but
who are you wearing? Oh, the Broncos too. Oh, let's ride, you rapist.
Let's fucking ride.
Fucking the monster from Subway. Fuck you, dude.
Look, I'll never root for injuries
but
ever. I know, but I'll never root for injuries ever in my life. I just won't do it. But what they're doing to Justin Fields is giving him a raw fucking deal. Let's be real.
Again.
Can we talk?
Can we talk
for a second?
Yeah, let's talk. For a second. We got
What's
time.
What's going on? Has Fields been bad? Has he been bad enough to be benched? Does he deserve to be benched?
Dude, he just I think he got 300 yards again last week, or close to 250, something crazy like that. He's been rushing his ass off. If you want to look up the stats real quick.
Yeah, I got it. He didn't have 300 yards passing. He had 105 yards. I'm sorry, he had 145 yards passing for a 75.9 rating. But that's been his worst game of all his games. Let's talk for a second. He played against the Falcons and had 156 yards. No passing touchdowns. Finished with a 91 QBR. Finished with a 97 the following week against the Broncos, where he had 117. 96 QBR in week 3 with 245 passing yards at a TD. 104, so he was getting better. Then 93 2 weeks ago, and finally a 75. So he didn't have his best game, but he hasn't been bad. They had won all their games up until last week.
Here's my thought. Okay, so I think the way that the Steelers are looking at this, they're looking macro versus micro, right? So Russell Wilson, right? Pro Bowl caliber, won Super Bowls, has been to the playoffs, the whole 9, right? What's the ceiling I think they're looking for? Does Russ have it in him, right? Because the way I look at it is like you look at George Pickens, who's been kind of a little bit of a pain in the ass, right? He's been complaining. He's not getting the ball. He's in situations where it's like he's good, but the quarterback play isn't there. I think Russell Wilson gives him that elevation, or they're hoping he will. Now, granted, he played for the team that you're wearing, the Broncos, and sucked major fucking ass. Was just a shell of a human. Like he was a name.
Spell of a human,
dude. He sucked. Name one good game that Russell Wilson had fucking wearing that jersey that you fucking decided to wear tonight. There wasn't one.
It made sense though because he's about to start. I'll never wear this jersey.
I like it. I think this is cool. They're both orange. I get
2 weeks into him playing there. Look, I've been a Russell Wilson.
Let's ride, dude. You were let's ride.
He's corny. No, I never said that. But
yes, you did. I have tape. I'll roll it back.
But like, I never said it like in like I thought it was corny. I think he's corny. I'm gonna be real with you. But the guys who won me fantasy championships.
Oh yeah, I'm not denying him. I'm not denying him. But
so from that standpoint, kudos to him. But the dude is. Let's be real, bro. The guy is fake. The guy pretends to do all this for marketing and money, but that ain't who he really is. I've heard some things from Marshawn Lynch and about who Russell Wilson really is, but we'll get into that a different day. Maybe if he wins this week, we'll get into it. Because if he wins this week, we're not going to see Fields play again.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I honestly think it's because they don't want to give up the fucking 4th round pick. I'm dead ass serious. I
agree.
They don't want to give up that pick, so they're like, "Well, fuck it."
What did Devontae get traded for?
He got traded for a 3rd round pick that could turn into a 2nd round pick.
It was my understanding that it was a 4th.
Let me look. I just had it. I just read it like 2 seconds ago. No, it's the Jets reportedly sending back a conditional 3rd round pick that can become a 2nd round pick based on performance.
Okay, my apologies.
That's right.
I read it on Sleeper, and they said it was a 4th on Sleeper when it initially.
This is from NFL.com. I'll share. What do we say? I'll share. It's all good. Don't hand us back. Anywho, long story longer. Like that's what I honestly think it is. I don't think they give a shit about Russell Wilson. I think they just don't want to give a 4th round pick. So they're gonna run out this old dude. And I will say this: Tomlin did say he's like, listen, you're not gonna lose your job based on injury. So I will give Tomlin that. He did say that from jump. Russell Wilson's been dealing with some sort of massive hamstring injury, which it depends on the player. He's a little bit longer in the tooth, a little bit older, so maybe he's not bouncing back as fast. Even though the dude reportedly was like on a fucking airplane running up and down the airplane and doing all kinds of stupid shit. For whatever reason, he can't do it. Go ahead. Here we go.
Just because we're here, I just kind of want to bring it up.
And you're the president of the Russell Wilson fan club.
I am. That's fine. There's a crystal ball here, okay? And I want to rub the crystal ball. I want to rub it, okay?
Ew, like
we're talking about draft picks. We're talking about the trade deadline, which is November 5th. Because we used to have a Bears pod, I do want to talk about the Bears for a moment, just a quick second, and I'll throw it to DL here in a moment. That 4th round pick is important for the Bears because I feel like what's going to come and what's going to happen is the Bears are going to unload a 2nd or 3rd round pick here before the trade deadline. And there are 2 guys out there that I think, maybe 3, that are available. I want to go to the first one because the Raiders are selling. There's a player on the Raiders, I think the best player on the Raiders, or 2nd best player on the Raiders, that plays defensive end.
Max Crosby.
His name is Max Crosby. That's right. And that team is selling. And it would not surprise me whatsoever if the Bears are monitoring Max Crosby. And if the Bears continue to win, let's say they win here, they have a bye this week, but they win the following week, and our boy Ryan Poles comes out and says, you know what, wang on the table. I'm gonna go get Max Crosby. I'm gonna turn this great defense into the best defense in the NFL. It would not surprise me at all.
What about
one more name? Let me give you one more name.
Hassan Reddick.
That's right. There's a player sitting out there.
See, I knew where you were going with this. Okay, go ahead.
Player sitting out there that isn't playing, losing money. Why not dangle a 4th round pick? Because what are you going to get for him? You're losing.
He wants money. I'd rather have Max Crosby. I'd rather pay Max Crosby over that because Hassan Reddick.
A 2nd round pick for Crosby or a 4th round pick for Hassan Reddick?
Yeah, but
I get him both.
I don't like his attitude. Like, no offense, I don't like his attitude. I trust Poles for sure. The culture in the Bears locker room is amazing right now. Like you saw stuff coming out of like, DJ Moore being like, I'm a big brother, and Caleb Williams is little brother, but he's like holding me accountable, and I was like, okay, I'll listen to you, and all of a sudden things are going. So there's that culture that's being built, and I think honestly, you can say what you want of coach speak and culture and hits and all that, but like they're a good vibe right there. Like everyone is playing for each other. Like you could just tell. You can just tell the defense rolls out. I think Max Crosby is focused. I think he wants to play on a really good defense. I just rather have him than somebody who like literally signed to a new team and was like, I want a new contract, and like sat out and is sitting out and is sitting out. I get you. Everyone should get paid for what they're worth and the talent they bring to a team. And I'm not denying. Do I want Rasan Reddick? I think yes, dude. He would like we would be blowing up some motherfuckers with him. No lie. But the only thing I'm looking at is like it's week 6. He hasn't played a fucking down. What kind of shape is he in? What kind of money does he want? Like, how much is he really going to bring to the table? Because if you look, Poles likes to do safe contracts, smart contracts, right? Any like long contracts that you're seeing are like with young. No, I'm not going to time out. Young people. I want to finish my thought. Young guys. And Rasan Reddick, I have no idea. Has he been working out? Is he in shape? Go ahead.
So here's why.
Okay.
The window is now. Caleb Williams on a rookie contract.
If the window is now.
The window is right now. The window.
You think the Bears? You want the Bears to go to the Super Bowl right now?
Come out. No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. So,
all right.
What I'm saying is this: Caleb Williams is on a rookie deal. How long is Caleb Williams going to be on a rookie deal? 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years. If he starts getting pissed at 4, you give him the money. Okay. Yeah. But if you have a great team, a Super Bowl contending team, then he'll wait till year 5. If you don't have that, he's gonna be like, pay me now, or I'm gonna leave. That's how this works. Okay.
Hold on. I think it depends on the player. Look at Brady.
Well, let me say this. Not everybody's Tom Brady. Okay.
True.
Not everybody's Tom Brady. We just talked about Russell Wilson. He's the furthest thing from Tom Brady. He wants that money. I'm telling you that right now. Or else he should have stayed with the Seahawks. He would have stayed. But,
ooh.
Okay. Now.
Hold on. And I agree with you.
Hold on. No. Let me get this off. Okay. You go for it now. It has to happen now. If the Bears they have a good roster. They're a player or two away from having a great roster. Max Crosby turns that around.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather have Max Crosby than fucking a crybaby who's like setting out for the team.
But Hassan Reddick is a dog, and
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not diminishing that. But there's certain people that like want to win and win as a team, and there's certain people that just wanted like the glory and Hall of Fame and bullshit.
Yeah.
And I think Rasan Reddick is that. Like, dude, you got traded, right? You knew from jump, and then all of a sudden, like once training camp came around, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I want a new contract. I'm not gonna play." Yeah, and like that's bullshit. That's honestly bullshit. And you know what? He's gonna find out the hard way. And I don't want to be the Cleveland Browns that give him a fucking massive contract and he shows up and he sucks and he gets injured in like 2 games because, let me guess, you're not football ready. Like you've been seeing it all year long. We're in week fucking 7 and we're going to get to injuries real quick because Doc has been waiting. He's been waiting patiently.
Sorry, I know he's finally, you guys are going to cross paths.
Fucking waiting patiently. He's been he's a different guy. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But he's a different guy. Anyways, my point is this. Let's put a bow on it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Timmy. I rather fucking have Max Crosby, and I agree. I'd rather have him on our team than the fucking Detroit goddamn Lions.
Just let me ask you a question.
Oh, I got a question.
Go. We'll get there. 2-part question. First part. Are the Bears for real? Second part. Do you need to see more before you say they're for real? If not.
Okay, I think the Bears are for real. I think they have their quarterback, and I think their defense is getting better. Absolutely. But I don't think we need to do a Ryan Pace move here and just like add shitty contracts because we think that like, just maybe. No, you asked me a question. Let me fucking finish. We don't have to write a bad contract just to get a guy and a name because we think like, they can get us over the hump. I'm all for it, but I want to make sure it's right and it's the right move, right? We got the defense is signed. We have a young defense. They're signed to a 3-year contract. It's not like it's boom or bust at this point. Like some of these teams, right? Some of these teams are like The 49ers. We're not the 49ers. We're like literally their window is like this big right now. Like this is their year. If they don't do it, they're fucked. Like they got to start all over again, right?
You know why?
Because they wrote bad contracts. Yeah, I don't know.
And because they got to pay Brock Purdy. It's
yeah,
coming.
Yeah.
So the formula is rookie contract quarterback and pay everywhere else. And then when those contracts expire, then you got to pay the quarterback, and hopefully you got the guy.
So you're saying, okay, maybe I'm just confused. So you're saying you rather have Hassan Reddick over Max Crosby. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying Hassan Reddick. Hassan will cost us less.
You think he's going to cost us less than Max Crosby?
100%. I think he'll cost us a fourth or a fifth round pick. I think that team is ready to unload him. I don't think they're getting.
I don't give a shit about the pick, bro. I care more about the cap.
I do. A fourth or a fifth round pick to this guy, and then
what about how much? He wants a fucking contract, bro. He wants a 3-year fucking contract.
Tell him, hey,
for a lot of goddamn money.
He's also not an idiot. He knows he's losing out. $10 million. He's already lost out. It's about to be $12 million. Next week.
I don't think he's desperate, bro.
Look.
It's week 6.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
He's not that desperate.
He's no dummy. He knows that he's.
I'm not saying he is.
Okay.
I'm just saying he's not desperate, dude. You've sat out You sat out all training camp. You're getting fucking fined for every. Hold on. You're getting fucking fined for every game you're not playing.
It's fine.
On top of everything else, you're already in the fucking hole, bro.
He's got 10 weeks to prove.
He's got 24 hours, bro. He's got 24 hours to get a fucking trade.
Look, I'm pretty sure
the Jets said that. The Jets fucking said you have 24 fucking hours to figure this out and get a trade. Otherwise, we're done.
He doesn't want to play for the Jets. He doesn't want to play for the Jets, and they just fired his head coach.
That's not okay. Whose fault is that? He signed a contract before. He signed. Okay. He got traded, right? Philly traded him to the Jets. There's no time where he was like, I don't want to be a Jet. I don't want to be a Jet. You didn't hear shit until training camp when everyone started holding out, right? You saw CD started holding out. You saw who's the other guy? Fuck, dropping his name. Ayuk. Ayuk started holding out, and then Hassan Reddick decided to hold out as well too, right? Right? I'm just saying. I don't want. I mean, it's obvious. I don't want that guy. I think he's going to be a problem. I don't think even if we got him, like, what kind of contract? We're going to have to pay this man a lot of fucking money. I'm telling you, we're going to have to pay him a lot of money, and I don't think we're going to have to pay Max Crosby
1 year.
Enough.
I think we can get him for 1 year as a rental.
Why? Why do you want a rental?
Because you see what you got in him. You see what you got. You see what a D end of his caliber can take this defense to. That's what you want to see it.
Okay, so you see what it can do, then what? Let's say they do well.
What if you do it for that 4th round pick that you got for Fields? You know, what if you just do it for a 4th round pick? Why wouldn't you do it to see what you got? Look, real quick, and then we'll end on this.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, timeout. There's no way this man who sat out this long is going to go for a 1-year contract deal just as a rental. There's no way. Are you nuts? You think he's going to be like, yeah, totally. Let's go for 1 year. I'll prove it. I'm ready to play, even though I haven't played in 6 weeks.
I mean, look, crazier things have happened. I want to know what his contract looks like.
Dude, like, you're just like, I don't think you're understanding.
He's got a 3-year deal.
With who? With
nope. Actually,
he's not
Jets? Year. Nope. Here, I got Spotrac, and then we can end it there. Here, let me share this, and you can see Spotrac is what we all use for contracts. There you go. Spotrac has him at 1 year.
Bro, this guy wants to get paid. That's why he's not playing on the Jets. He wants a new contract. He doesn't want the 1-year deal.
Dustin. If you, but at this point, another team gets him. Well, I mean, the link I have right next to him, Jets give disgruntled star. I mean, you might not be able to see it there, but the Jets are giving him the opportunity to go seek a trade. He has
24 hours. He's got 24 hours starting today. 24 hours.
No. To sign with them or seek a trade. Not 24 hours to seek a trade. They will take whatever they can get for him. He's on a 1-year deal. If the Jets say, hey, here's a 4th round. If the Bears say, here's a 4th round pick, 5th round pick, we'll dangle it. You can have it, but you pay him the rest of the year. They can do that. You pay him the rest of the year. Who says no? They get something out of it, and the Bears get a starting defensive end opposite Sweat. I want to see what he is. It wouldn't cost much, and we'll see what he is. That's it. And if he's good, you can talk to him and see if you want to resign him, or if he's not good for the right money, or if he's not good, then you know what that defense look like with a good defensive end because he's good.
No, I get you. I see where you're coming from, but dude, this isn't fantasy. This is like real football.
No. You're talking to a guy who knows exactly what he's talking about. This is a 1-year rental. It's literally 10-game rental that would cost you a 5th-round pick.
No, it's not a 10-game rental because it's week 6, week 7, week 7.
We're going into week 7, sure.
But what I'm saying is
9-game rental.
Okay, think about Ryan Poles.
Maybe more, but
think about Ryan Poles. Think about Ryan Poles.
Here is
he's never what rental besides Keenan Allen. What other 1-year rental has he ever signed? This man's
contracts are 1 or 2 year contracts. All football contracts.
And not only that, in free agency, you've never seen Poles go aggressive. Even to like some of the guys were like, oh my God, Saquon Barkley, right? They were in talks, but they didn't get him.
Bears were in on him. They were in on him,
but obviously Poles was like, that's it, I'm done.
No, that tells you what they think about this roster. If he's trying to get players like that, if you look, bro, we saw Hard Knocks together. We saw it. They were in on the guy from Atlanta, the guy who went to Atlanta, the guy from the Patriots. They were in on that. You make that kind of deal when you believe in the roster. You make that trade for a guy like that, and you saw that he wanted him. You make those kind of deals when you think you have a contending roster. Well, he's right. The Bears are 4-2.
I agree that. Okay, I'm putting a bow on this because we got to move on because we've spent way too long on this. I like it. I love it, but we got to move on. But the whole thing, this is what I'll say, and you can rebuttal because I got to go get the doc. But I will say this, like culture-wise, his attitude-wise, the fact that he hasn't played in 6 weeks really caused me to like, why would you put a rental on him? Like, why would you even bother giving up that capital for a 4th-round pick when you can get Max Crosby, who's going to be a lot better, and you're going to get more return on your investment. You're going to get a bigger return on your investment versus
you don't know that first
a 1-year rental.
It's going to cost a second minimum.
Just saying. If I had to choose, that's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to go get the doc. Do you want to introduce?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to go for it so I can hit the thing?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go and talk about injuries. All right, phony homies, it's time to talk about the injuries. There was a few big ones. One huge one in the NFL, specifically in the NFC North at the defensive end position. It's time for the doc. Doc, what's going on? How you been?
Been doing great, John Collar. Thanks for asking.
Have you been subpoenaed yet in this Diddy case?
No, I have not. I actually went to rehab. Like Jalen Johnson, I was a sex addict.
Oh my God.
Yes, and
I feel like we don't talk about that for Jalen Johnson enough.
It was P. Diddy's fault. He used me to get the lube. I just feel really great I can break that on this program. I feel like you guys support me a lot. So I'm back. I've been talking to coaches.
Have you been? I heard you might lose your job, Doc.
I did, and that was a stipulation. I had to go to rehab or I'm out. I was like, fuck y'all. I'm going to rehab for just that. I still enjoy other recreational things that are legal in some states. Anyways, so I'm here to talk about some of the injuries that has happened. I know you and the phony homies have been just chomping at the bit. The biggest one that happened.
Doc, yes, let's talk about what happened in Detroit.
Okay, cool. Good setup. Aiden Hutchinson is expected to miss the rest of the season. The Lions pass rushers specialist is leading the NFL in sacks with 6.5, but was carted off the field in Dallas. Motherfucking Dallas. On Sunday with what was confirmed to be a broken tibia. broken, not sprained. I don't think he can sprain tibia, but who knows? However, he did have surgery on it in Dallas and
fibula. Both of them, Doc. Sorry.
Okay. He had surgery on in Dallas, which is good because they have some really good doctors, mainly plastic surgery. But hey, you never know. So yeah, he is supposed to miss the rest of the season. However, there could be rumbles where if the Detroit, who are 8-1 to win or go to the Super Bowl, he may be back.
You see how bad that injury looked?
No, yes, I was there.
Were you did you see it, or were you talking to one of your? I'm not gonna say.
I'm sorry. I was reading some of your guys' notes, but we'll get to those later. All right, next we had the rookie sensation Marvin Harrison Jr., who's a wide receiver rookie for the Cardinals. Actually had a really nasty hit to the head. So obviously he was pulled out, obviously for concussion. The thing is, Harrison will need to be cleared in the concussion protocol before he can return to week 7. However, he may need a third party to verify that he's good to go, like a third party neurologist to say that he can go. As you can see, like if you look at Malik Neighbors, concussions are crazy, man. Malik Neighbors has actually been out, 2 to 3 weeks? So you never know what could have actually happened.
That sucks because he's had such a promising season thus far, and the last thing you want to do is see that kind of injury. Doc, what's going on in Cleveland? That place is a mess. Is there something else going on?
Man, oh man, because we have so many things with the toucher. I don't know if he was friends with Diddy. I didn't see him at any parties with a toucher, but
probably in the back room.
Well, I mean, he was a toucher. Anyways, Jerome Ford actually hurt his hamstring, so the Browns running back left in the first quarter and was ruled out. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski said that Ford is week to week or day to day, or he's just going to go on the motherfucking IR at the last second. You never know with these coaches. I think they keep it close to their chest. They don't say much. However, I will say this. I will say that Nick Chubb is reported to be back very, very soon. Next, we're going to flip over to JC's favorite state, Wisconsin. He's secretly a cheesehead. Devontae Wicks has a hurt shoulder. The Packers wide receiver left the game against Arizona, didn't return. He's considered a week to week. Doesn't matter because I think the other two guys are way better than him. And he's me bad. I picked him up on the show, and I lost that week, and it was horrible. Not saying it was these guys' fault because no one can predict any of this, but I will say this: he's not going to be anywhere close to being back anytime soon. Also, Travis Etienne.
His name is Dontavian Wicks. I know he's not your cup of tea because you're friends with Jaden Reed and Christian Watson, but
and Dubes.
Dubes.
Do that. Me and Dubes. Anyways, I want to go over to Jacksonville, T's and P's for Florida. Hope everything works out and then everything gets prepared along with North Carolina. If you could donate to the Red Cross, that'd be great. Because Kamala Harrison only gave him $750. That's it.
That's all she gave? Damn.
$750. But there's a war that we give billions to.
Presidents still make money.
I'm not here to promote, because the vice president's really into things. Anyways, Jacksonville Jaguars running back Travis Etienne probably saw his last snap. Honestly, he hurt his hamstring, but let's be honest, Tank Brigsby looks way freaking better than Travis Etienne. It was only a matter of time before he took him. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to read my notes. The Jags running back left against the Bears and didn't return to action. Jags head coach Doug Peterson, who's soon to be fired, said money that the running back is considered week to week. So, i.e., Tank Bigsby is in, and you guys should drop Travis Etienne. Sorry, I don't mean to step on your toes. Just an idea.
I'm not dropping. That's the end. That's crazy, but it's really cool. I could see you on our Facebook feed, and it gives you the captions. It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, that's how I roll. Moving on. I mean, me and Mark, we're at an island in Diddy's party, so good thing I got rehab. That dude's screwed. Miami Dolphins. Here's an update. Tua Tagovailoa, who is dealing with a concussion and maybe an injury, if not NFL injury or ending. For the first time since the quarterback's latest head injury, which was racking him up, Coach Mike McDaniel said that Tua is expected to make a return this season. Wow, it's like returning the Jedi. The QB remains on the injury reserve and could make a return to practice October 23rd at the earliest. T's and P's, guys. T's and P's, man. That's huge. That's a really good update, especially if you got some of those Finns on your roster. All right, we're gonna keep in the South, and we're gonna go over to the New Orleans Saints, who have a game coming up Thursday night. So, phony homies, please be sure that you're actually paying attention to the actual reports when it comes out for practice. Because Chris Olave is dealing with a concussion himself. The Saints wide receiver was ruled out after taking a hard shot to the head in the first quarter against the Bucs. Olave actually lost a fumble on the play. Injury, the insult, if you ask me. And he will need to clear customer protocol as soon as the Saints play Thursday night. So that's a small window. Where we have Marvin Harrison has a little bit of a bigger window because, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're playing Monday night. Could be wrong. Either way, I would probably pivot there. And on the other side, we had Rashid Shaheed, who's dealing with a knee. Shaheed is not practicing on Monday due to a knee injury that was described to the NFL media, Ian Rappaport, as concerning. He will likely undergo more tests to determine the severity.
You know what's going. You already know the timetable and everything, don't you?
Yeah, he's gonna be out week to week or day to day, or maybe we just throw him on the IR again.
I saw you in LA.
Motherfucking cons. Sorry,
I saw you fly to LA. Paul George got hurt. I don't know if you want to talk about that. That's fine. Don't want any more about it. But I know we didn't talk about that. It's undisclosed. I think it's against HIPAA for you to talk about it. But saw you on TV at that Clippers game. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't Clippers. It was Philly. Sorry. Keep going, Doc. Sorry to interrupt. Bad knee injury.
Wow, that was long. Anyways, the Philadelphia Eagles. We had Dallas Goedert dealing with a hammy. Man, hamstrings and concussions seem to be the theme this year. The Eagles tight end suffered the injury early in the first quarter and was ruled out. Son of a gun. He had a really good game. Actually, he was kind of like on the up and up. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, hamstrings, man. We saw AJ Brown dealing with this, and he was out at least 2 weeks, almost 3. So hamstrings are no joke. They're kind of like the high ankle sprain, where it could be anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks, guys. That sucks. That really sucks. So I feel like the waiver wires is probably your best week to actually try to fill that. Lastly, we're gonna head over to the Tennessee motherfucking Titans. These motherfuckers, Tajay Spears head coach Brian Callahan said Monday that the Titans running back Tajay Spears is dealing with that hammy. And it's considered week to week. I don't know about you, but I've been trying to tell these coaches, like, stop saying week to week. Just say what it is, man. You're not gaining. I don't understand this whole like, oh, let's not really say what it is. Let's keep a mystery. There's no mystery, motherfucker. Okay, because I know all these motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell them right now. Okay, the fucker's out. If you got him on it, he ain't playing. So move on and keep it real. I don't understand like week to week, day to day. Oh, I don't know. Or I'm not a doctor. Like, fuck you, dude. Okay, just fucking say what it is and get it over with. Okay. Anyways, really appreciate you guys. I gotta go to my AA meeting. And my what's the other one? Anyways, I'm working on some fucking steps. JC, I think I like DL. I think DL is great. I'm sorry.
Maybe we can do a segment with you two together.
Not possible. I'm trying to work on you. Condolences. Really, really sorry about that one time with your anyways, I'm not ready to talk about that yet. Because I don't know if she's watching or not. But
okay, all right, enough of that.
If you are, ti amo, baby.
Oh, okay. The Doc, thank you, Doc. As always, ridiculous what this guy says all the time. All right. Anyway, funny homies, it's time to continue the show and get to the waivers. Maybe we should switch it. The greatest producer in all the land is definitely DL. Dustin always never sees too amazed. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to the waiver wire and start with the quarterback position. DL, you just missed the Doc as usual. It's always when you go for your bathroom break. I know that you.
Anyways, I wasn't. I was too busy on the ones and twos.
That's what you were doing.
You just you didn't see me because I got another separate. Anyways, quarterbacks. Who are we starting off, JC?
Yeah, first guy we're really proud to talk about this first guy. It's none other than Caleb Williams.
Hold on, before you get into it, they are on a bye this week, so this would be. It's not. This is like a stash. Just had to throw it out there. Go ahead.
Stash or not, it will be a good ad in fantasy. Look, let's just be real. Screw the notes.
He is him.
Read them.
He is him.
Yeah, the dude. I don't even know how to react. He's making passes, and I'm just like, oh, great. I don't think it's letting me hit. I don't think it's letting it hit me. How good he's been, honestly.
Okay, before we get into it, side note: the motherfucker. Did you? Okay, so he got an interception, right? That ball over to DJ Moore. Holy cow! I was like, oh my god, that what a ball! What? And he just got a little too much air underneath it, right? And what I always look at is this: how do they bounce back? And everyone says that, right? It's like nothing new. Like, oh, okay, great, Dustin, whatever. But they didn't get scared. They weren't like, okay, we're just gonna do a whole bunch of screen plays and we're just gonna run the fucking ball because we don't believe in. No, they're like, go ahead, get out there and grip it and rip it. Another thing that's been going around Twitter, I wish we could show up. I'm not sure if we can because NFL rules and all that. But they did a close up on him, and what does he do? He goes left to right to left. He's scanning, and you have not seen that from Justin Fields. Sorry, when he was there.
You saw this.
You saw bam and then run.
One side
bam
and run.
And then run.
This is what you saw. You saw
real quick. And you just see him. He scans and he's like, and not only that, he's setting his motherfucking hips. I'm sorry, I got really into Hard Knocks. I was like, oh shit, that's right. Set your hips, get your feet right. He's there, right? And even when he's running out to the and doing the Jordan, I love it when he's he's hitting. Cole Kmet came back alive, 2 touchdowns, bro. Come on about it. He is him. I'm gonna say right now, the Bears have a fucking quarterback. They got a quarterback. They do. So go ahead. Get into that.
They have a good tight end too. That whole thing was.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, what the hell? Are you serious?
Anyways, hold on, because there was we were getting into it, but we had some things going on here, which I want to get to. So Marco said Reddick is not playing without a long-term deal, or else he would have been playing already. Correct. That was my point. And here's freaking Lord Goose. Can't believe I beat DL and Jay's. You know what? We're in the stupid ESPN league. That league is trash. I'm sorry, Lord Goose.
Is it trash? Why is it trash?
I mean, the guy I went up against didn't even set his lineup, bro.
Who was it?
Do you want me to name names or you want me to tell you on sidebar? I don't want to embarrass your family.
No, go ahead.
Sean. Chewbacca.
Your brother?
Chewbacca.
My brother didn't set his lineup?
Chewbacca did not set. There were guys in there that were not playing. That was like one of those. And I'm sorry, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. That's my biggest.
Me too, bro. What if I was
like if you? That's fine. You don't want to. You got to be all sad in your feels. Fine. Don't ruin for everyone. Like, yeah, I got to win, but it didn't feel like a win.
He put in Etienne and he put in HN, yeah, and he put in Marvin Harrison and he played Brian Robinson.
Yeah, and Brian Robinson was ruled out way ahead of time. Anyways, so Lord Goose said, "I can't believe I beat DL and JC. Too bad you don't have your own podcast, Lord Goose. Maybe someone would watch it, but they're not because they're watching us. I'm about to start the fakest football podcast YouTube you've ever seen. I love it. We need to interview Lord Goose. I'm curious.
Can we do something here?
You calling him?
Can we call?
Yeah.
Can we call him?
Let's call him. Yeah. Let's call him up. I'm curious.
This has to happen.
Yeah.
He's also a very big fan. Hello.
Hello, Sean.
Can you hear me? Hey, can we talk about
what happened last week?
Yours? Yeah, what happened to you last week? You're live on air, by the way. Why didn't you start a lineup?
What are we talking about?
So in the Fantasy Football League, you played Dustin. Yeah, and bro, you're live on air. You started against Dustin. You started Etienne for negative 1 point. Achan, who was on a bye.
They didn't have a play.
Who did nothing. Brian Robinson Jr., who was out.
Who was ruled out way ahead of time.
Moody, the kicker, who was out.
Yeah, I saw a lot. I just saw that today. You know, I started my league, or I was in Seattle, actually. I was in Seattle, sleepless in Seattle.
That's no excuse, bro. Like,
can you name one band from Seattle? We'll give you 10 points, fantasy points in your matchup.
Wow.
They still wouldn't make it.
Nirvana.
Knew it. Knew he's gonna go Nirvana.
Yeah.
What about Butthole Surfers?
That's the one you're looking for.
Do you know who Butthole Surfers?
Butthole Surfers?
Yeah.
I've heard of them.
I bet you have. You setting lineup son of a bitch.
Is that a bad? Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. It's upsetting that my brother, who watches the show religiously, didn't set a lineup.
Yeah.
I'm actually watching you right now, but I haven't muted because my girlfriend's asleep. So like, I can see you, and then I saw you like looking at your phone, and I saw my phone ringing, and I was like, "What's happening right now?"
See, phony homies, we will call you. You don't call us. We will call you.
You let us down. That was your one chance against Dustin, and the Brothers Compost lost this week against that. Crazy that it happened this way. I lost to Dustin, and you lost to Dustin. You couldn't even hold it down for us.
Yeah, dude. Looks like I'm owning the Compost's asses.
Yeah, well, Seattle's not even a good excuse. You just got to push one button and it's at your lineup. So.
Yeah, like literally. And there's like reports that come out.
Crazy. All right, bro. We'll talk to you soon. You're live on air. Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah, we have 34 people watching too. Loser.
I'm
sorry. Dude, yeah, I saw Moody. I saw Moody in his lineup. I was like, bro, I had Moody. Like that was last week. Like you knew about that like back on Monday.
I cut Moody last week.
you can't even tell me like, oh yeah, I was in Seattle. I forgot, bro. Like no, you had you had people in there that like literally you got updates like way before. Must not watch our show every week. Anyways, Timmy said, could you imagine if we use a Carolina M?
I think he meant second. M, if he typed it on his phone.
Gotcha.
Is 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And Marcos just...
that Carolina deal would be insane if we did that for Crosby. Insane.
Okay, Marcos, that's just like disrespectful, bro. Mike Ditka, the coach. I
can see where he's going.
The guy who I see where he's going with that, but not in my house. That man has won you some fucking Super Bowls, bro. Have some respect. Put some respect on his name. Don't ever say that again. You're dead to me, Marcos. No, just kidding. I love you, bro. But
gonna have him on the show again. He was great.
He was. Okay. So I think we covered Caleb Williams, like why you should start him because he is him. They were doing some comparisons to him and I would say Mahomes, and they were very close in production. right? And Mahomes is supposed to be, Mahomes. I think he's having a down year, so I don't know how much that is. You know what I'm tired of hearing about, the Bears fucked up and they should have got Jaden Daniels and blah, blah, blah. No, they shouldn't have, because Jaden Daniels played against some like 1 of 4 teams too and looked like amazing. And then when, Caleb goes against 1 of 4, there's only 1 of 4 teams. It's not that good. So which is it? What I think you should do is grab this guy, because I think he's going to blow up. The Bears' schedule gets a lot easier. And we actually don't see any division head-to-heads until like week 12, I want to say. So definitely a good guy. Moving on, we're gonna recommend Drake May, which I mean, this was nuts, bro.
He looked solid, man.
He looked good.
This
like
is
all the rookies.
QB class, bro.
All the rookies.
QB class. Can we talk about it for a quick
second?
Jaden Daniels looks good. Caleb Williams looks good. Drake May looked good. Bo Nix looked good. Spencer Rattler was shaky, but whatever. He was like a 5th-round pick. Like,
I mean,
whole draft class.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like,
I agree. I 100% agree. I think there's a new chapter going on, and
sometimes
I love
there's
it.
one quarterback, or two. There's, I don't know. It's early, but
it's still early. Yeah, we're still. But honestly, the last couple of classes, look at Trevor Lawrence, trash, right?
Yeah, bro,
not good. Justin Fields, no offense, love him, right? Obviously, I got 4 or 5 of his jerseys, backup. Who else? I can't even. I know there's some other guys
from the Fields draft.
Yeah, from the Fields draft. Pull up those names. But I would say Zach Wilson.
Ass.
Super ass. Big ol' ass. Big stinky ass.
Big ol' ass. Mac Jones. Same draft class.
Oh, where's he now? Not starting for the fucking New England.
He can't even Trevor Lawrence. Which
wow.
He looks like a bulge, like a butt chin. I don't know if you ever seen Jimmy Neutron, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I know what you're talking
Trey Lance was in that draft class.
Oh, Trey Lance. That's right. How's he doing? That's right. He's not. Is he a back? Oh, he's a backup in Dallas.
Yep. I can give you more. There's a lot of fucking bad.
Well, I think the funny homies probably want us to get through this because it's almost 11. So Drake May, right? 1% zone. It feels like a huge roll of the dice, which we said last week. We're like, really? You're going to start him against the Texans? But it paid off. Dice making his second career start on a struggling offense, right? With a game on international scale, nonetheless. But if you're willing to wake up and feeling dangerous in week 7, consider May. He had a high, respectable fantasy day in his first career, scoring 19.52 points against the Texans, right? We were saying that, because this week he's playing against, Carolina or some shit. So, yeah, he did really, really well. If you need a stream, this would be perfect because he's actually going against the Jaguars. So, obviously, we saw what a other rookie quarterback did, and he did freaking fantastic. We're going to flip over to running backs. Who you got, JC?
Yeah, let's flip over to running backs. I'm going to go ahead and talk about a guy that, DL, is very interesting.
That's why I gave him to you.
Motherfucking Tracy.
Love it, bro.
Bro, he's been good, bro.
He's been real good.
He's been good. You just don't find starting running backs like that. He's been really good. He's 13% rostered, but I fully expect that to jump up to 40% after this past week. For 2 weeks in a row, Tyrone Tracy has shown that he's a capable running back, and I expect him when Singletary comes back probably this week because he doesn't want to lose his gig. I expect him. I don't know if it's going to be a 50-50 split.
But he's going to be a part of it. He's not going to just get shelved. You know what I love? You know what my favorite part of fantasy is when you take a risk on a waiver early and all of a sudden now he's the guy to add and you're just fuck you, already added him. Because that's who I have in my 14-man league.
Love it.
And
you feel like the smartest guy in the room, right?
I do, dude. I do, especially in that league. Dude.
Fuck,
in that league, I'm number 2. In one of my leagues, I'm 5-1, bro. So I'm
sick,
come at me. Anyways, what I love about this, hold on, I won't just finish my thought. What I love about this is that I have Malik Neighbors, I have Nico Collins, and I have motherfucking Jamar Chase on that team. And you told me, get this guy just to kind of hold you over, I'm set and forget it, baby.
Great. Yeah.
Set and forget it, baby. All right, come at me. Anyways, go ahead.
Trade him.
Ooh. Not a bad idea because everyone's desperate for a running back. Who would I trade him for? Because I'm desperate for a running back too. Like, who could I get for him in running back wise?
If you need a running back, Rico Dowdle.
Okay. I can see that. All right.
Bucky Irving, Jalen Warren, Travis Etienne. Look, you could go get Etienne, and maybe later on in the season, Etienne shows who he really is because he's not as bad as he's been. He's just not.
He's not, man. I can't do that trade. Maybe some phony homies can. I can't do that trade because I like
for Rachaad White. I don't know. Like, there's a
Rachaad White.
Look.
Bucky Irving, I like.
I think as long as Devin Singletary is on that team, dude, they signed him to a 3-year, like $20 million deal. They're gonna give Devin Singletary touches.
Yep, just like Swift.
Just the truth. Yeah, exactly. And Singletary is gonna surprise you. Like, not you, but like people. Singletary's not a bad running back. He's solid. He's explosive. He's fast. He's quick. He's like a little jitterbug.
Jitterbug.
Jitterbug. So the difference is Tracy is.
Go ahead.
I feel like Tracy can do a little bit of everything. He can catch the ball.
Hell yeah.
He's like Singletary, but like bigger because Singletary is like 5'7". So.
Dude, let's be honest. Can we talk about this? Devin Singletary, like, honestly, hasn't been good. What team has he been good on? Like, I feel like we've been really high in this guy, and he's never really produced. Like, he sucked on the Buffalo. Yeah.
Bad. So for the Texans last year in 2023, he had 898 yards, 4 touchdowns. Which is solid.
Sucked there too.
Solid. Just a smidge under 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards, I feel like is a standard, right?
I guess.
And they don't really have bell cows. They don't have bell cow running backs. It's very rare. So
yeah, they don't have that anymore. I feel you on that, but I've never been impressed. He had a lot of stuff coming out when I remember when he was like getting drafted.
But, yeah, let me give you another one. Well, he's like an 800-yard rusher because in 2019 he ran for 775. In 2020 he ran for 687. In 2021 he had 870 yards. In 2022 he had 819 yards, and in 2023 898. So he like runs between 750 and like 895.
So I would say he's averaging about 800, maybe 900 if you really want to break it down.
Let's be real. I don't know. Tyrone Tracy looks more explosive, looks to be the better runner.
He's got more juice, bro. He's got juice.
These are people's jobs at hand. Imagine if you are a boss and you make a hire, and then and the hire you have is okay, and then another boss makes a hire, and that hire is way better and way more productive than the one that you hired. It's like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna let him play?
Fire him. Fuck that noise. I ain't got time for this shit. We're going to move on to another guy. We're going to go to Algier. Tyler Algier, that is. He's 5% roster. Algier is not the sexiest pick here as the backup to Bijan Robinson, who actually had a day. He had a day. He finally, I'm sure there's a lot of managers like, oh, thank fucking God, because he was on the struggle bus. But he's producing double-digit fantasy points in 2 of the last 3 games, including a season high of 19.8, bro. Now that is something I can get behind because Algier, I feel like they're a good tandem, right? So I like that one. And then we're gonna go ahead and hop over to Ty Chandler. What do you got on him? Because didn't he get traded?
Well, interestingly enough, Ty Chandler's fantasy potential, and he did not.
Cam Akers got traded to the Minnesota Vikings. Sorry,
that's right.
Talk about him because
it sounds like Aaron Jones is maybe dealing with something more serious than people thought.
Yeah.
So they went and got somebody to back up Chandler. So Chandler, I think he's the lead back there while Cam Akers goes, but they expect Cam Akers to get touches. Cam Akers, I feel like it's like a blunt, and he just gets passed around everywhere. I don't know how to explain it, but Cam Akers has been on like 3 teams in 4 years.
And just never, like, it's there, but it's not. It's kind of like, it's like that kid that you hang out with and you think is going to be cool because he has moments of being cool, and then you like get him in like a group setting, and he's just like a weirdo, and you're like, bro, come on, dude. Like, you're cool, dude. Like, just chill. Like, Stop trying to like be impressing everyone. Like, just be yourself, dude. Like, you're cool. Like, just chill. Like, that's him.
From a fantasy perspective, real quick, Chandler saw 16 touches after Aaron Jones got hurt against the Jets. And while he didn't turn it into any crazy volume, he did have 82 yards on 10 carries. So he was very, very effective. I think Chandler, look, the Vikings are good, bro. They're going to use a guy. They're trying to score points.
5-0, dude.
Yeah, like that team's good. And you want good players on good teams. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Yeah, I like him too for PPR formats because he does catch the ball. Ray fucking Davis, bro. That's our next guy. He's on the Buffalo Bills. He's rostered at 2%. The rookie took full advantage of James Cook's absence on Monday. He looked awesome.
He did.
He looked so good. I was like, what the fuck? So battling the Jets in his first game, the Bills featured him. He's a fourth rounder, had 20 carries for 97 yards and 3 catches for 55 yards. Good for 18.2 fantasy points. He was RB13 for week 6. There's been no indication that Cook's toe injury will keep him out long term, and he'll be Buffalo's RB1 whenever he does return. But Davis at least gave Sean McDermott something to think about when it comes to how carries are divided up between the two players. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things, man. Like maybe deeper league, because all of a sudden these backups are coming into play real fast. And even like Cole Kmet, man, I wish I would have held on to him. I dropped him like really early, and I was like, I got to move on. And now he's coming to fruition. So might be something to see. If you had the bench space, maybe throw him on there, because he did look really good. He looked really good.
You're not wrong.
This next guy I'm not really excited about, so maybe you can kind of change my mind here.
Yeah, of course. Let's go ahead and talk about him. Isaac Guerrero. I know you didn't want to say his name, and that's why you gave him to me. He's rostered in less than 1% of leagues.
You got to team him.
with Christian McCaffrey still at least a few weeks away, and Jordan Mason got hurt. He's got a shoulder sprain. Guerrero is the next guy.
The doctor said he had an ACL joint.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Which sucks. I don't know if you ever had one. I know that. It's very painful. I never had one.
You saw it during the game. Like he tried, Jordan Mason tried to come back in.
Couldn't do it.
And he was like, nope. So go ahead.
The speedy rookie ran 10 times for 99 yards on Thursday night, including a 76-yard run. That was essentially what ended the game against Seattle. Look, he's the next guy up on a really good team. And I think something that is very underrated of his, people are talking about it now, is he was the fastest running back in last year's draft. This past year's draft. He ran a 4.33. The guy's crazy fast, crazy athletic. It doesn't look he's not like super left, he's more north-south than he is east-west, if that makes sense. He's not Shady McCoy, but the guy's crazy fast. So if you could go get him,
there was a huge I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt, but there's a huge jump off. Like Jordan Mason came up, you're like, whoa. I think so. Like watching them both, right? Jordan Mason was like just fucking running downhill, trucking people. Like he looked like, a perfect backup for Christian McCaffrey. I was like, holy shit, okay. Like if you're lucky enough to get him, I was like, man, I wish I would have got him, because like he's looking solid. When they put Isaac in, I was like, okay. And then he's just like, boop, down. I was like, oh, a little bit different. Now, like you said, if he's fast as shit, obviously they're
crazy fast.
They're gonna start using or going off what he can do. But if I had to pick between the two, I would have felt a little bit better with Mason. But who knows? I mean, it's a new week. Maybe they draw some stuff up. Maybe I'm proved wrong. That last run, he sat down because he had to end the game. That was a touchdown. So I'll give him that. Right. That was a touchdown, but he was smart. So
I have an update. Mason sported a non-contact jersey during Monday's practice. Per Eric Branch of the San Francisco Chronicle, I want to make sure Eric Branch gets his credit. Coach Kyle Shanahan relayed Friday that Mason suffered an AC joint sprain in his left shoulder this past Thursday. Look for added context regarding Mason's status to arrive no later than tomorrow, Wednesday. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it shakes out. Put in those claims. I probably would spend $15 on Guerrero.
So out of these so far, who's your target?
Out of running backs or quarterbacks, or Just running backs?
Just running backs. Sorry. Just running backs. Who's the guy like tonight? Speaking of which, last week, I forgot to put in my waivers. Like I went to bed. I did the whole show. And I woke up the next morning like, holy shit, I forgot to get my waivers in. So yeah, man. Anyways, go ahead.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. It's tough. I think I have it in a certain kind of way. I think Mason wants to play because Mason knows that his job is on the line here. Like, not his job, but his livelihood in the NFL. He's been playing great on a great team. I think he's going to try to tough it out. But I think if I had an opportunity to put my money where my mouth is, I'd go Tyrone Tracy, Garendo in that order. That's probably what I would do. And then Ty Chandler, then Algier. I think the guy with the most upside of all these running backs is probably Algier. That's probably where I'm at. But the guy who has the most immediate fantasy impact is between Garendo and Tyrone Tracy. So kind of where I'm at. See where DL is at and what he feels on that note. But before we ask DL how he feels, I want to also give one more name, Sean Tucker. Shout out to Sean Tucker. He had a huge game, finished with 34 points this past week. Looked really, really good for the Bucs. And I'm not going to say he's going to take away Rachaad White's job, but an interesting name in case Rachaad White misses, more time, because they did sit his. They set him this last game with a foot injury. I'm not sure if it's true or not. Maybe they wanted to see what they had in another running back. But suffice to say, Rachaad White's time in Tampa Bay is coming to an end pretty soon. I think they're done with him. Deal?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I didn't know you left, but yeah.
Yeah, you gotta check the chat.
Yep. Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. Tables that turn, motherfucker. Anyways, yeah, I agree. I think Bucky Evering's the next guy up. We're gonna go over to wide receivers. If you didn't say that, I'm gonna start out with Josh Downs, only roster at 33%. So I think we talked about him a couple times. The only sad part is Anthony Richardson is expected to play. How bad is that? The fact that, honestly, there's people in Indiana that are clamoring to keep Joe Flacco in because they're actually winning versus Anthony Richardson. The whole debate on that is really Anthony Richardson probably had the least amount of experience. So it's like, do you want to win, or do you feel like you can do something this year, or do you want to give the Rook some? Because honestly, this is like his rookie year. If we're going to be honest, do you want to give him the experience? So. Yeah, anyways, so Josh Downs. Okay, this will be the last time I'm featuring Downs here for a while, because he's apparently appearing for his third straight week now. I'll say it a little louder this time for the people in the back. Pick up Downs. He's tied for the most catches at 24 and the fourth most targets at 30 for any player over the past 3 weeks. The only real concern here is the potential return of Anthony Richardson from a hip injury, because Downs' production has spiked with Joe Flacco, right? So Joe Flacco is that pocket guy, right? He's consistent. He goes deep. I mean, you watch it. I think we talked about it last week as well, too, that honestly, Joe Flacco is really, really good when it comes to that, right? And Anthony Richardson is up, down, left, right. He's going to have some really good plays. He's not going to have the best plays. But starting in Richardson's place, the second-year pass catcher missed the first 2 games of the season with the injury of his own, but he's averaging 19.2 fantasy points in the last 3 contests, with Flacco starting 2 of those and playing the bulk of the other. Richardson's spotty at best. So basically, it's pretty much what we're saying. But yeah, I would definitely grab Josh Downs, especially if you're like me and Marvin Harrison Jr. has been injured and you're waiting for Nico Collins to come back, and maybe Malik Neighbors plays, maybe he doesn't. So this might be a really good guy to grab. I'm kind of with everyone else. I really hope, I wish Joe Flacco was at the helm. But next we got 2 Green Bay Packer wide receivers. We got Christian Watson, who's rostered at 33%, and we got Romeo Dubes at 24. Here's the question, bro.
Yep.
Out of these two, which one?
Watson or Doobie?
Dubes.
Watson by a mile.
Wow, I disagree. I think Dubes, and here's why. Dubes got a little bit more lux, right? Watson looked healthy after missing a game with an ankle injury, but scored 15 points against the Cardinals. As for Dubes, he seemed to be fully embracing his return from suspension because he's a crybaby. He decided he didn't want to play, but making 3 catches for 49 yards and 2 TDs. So I'm kind of leaning more towards Dobbs, but at this point, like, I think either one would be a huge add. Green Bay, Jordan Love is really spreading the ball. Next, we're going to talk about Demario Douglas for the Patriots, who's only rostered at 0.8%. JC, what do you think about him?
Yeah, I think he's the number 1 receiver for the Patriots, and he's got a quarterback that looks like he can throw the ball more than 10 yards, which Brissett couldn't really do consistently. With Drake May quarterback, Demario Douglas was actually looking good. It looks starting to heat up a little bit. The second-year receiver for the Patriots was a leader in targets with 9. He had 6 receptions, and he had 92 receiving yards. A guy that you could throw in the flex. Keep an eye out on Demario Douglas. Think that he'll have flex appeal, and at this point in the season, if you can get a guy who could start for you, you want to get a guy who starts for you. So
you probably go with Green Bay Packers wide receiver over him. Is that fair to say?
I probably would, because I have more faith in Jordan Love than I have on Drake May. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Good to know. Not saying
let's go to tight ends. Yeah.
Oh, we're just gonna go to tight ends. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's about it. All right, cool. So my guy, Mr. fucking Zach Ertz, bro. Like, once again, feeling the smartest kid in the whole group. He's rostered at 27%. The ceiling appears to be limited here, but with Jake Ferguson and Cole Kmet both on bye weeks, this might be a really great guy to stream. So the help of the tight end. Present Ertz consideration. He has a great matchup against the Panthers. So the defense pretty much hasn't been able to stop anything. And yeah, this guy's getting double digits. He scored 10 points last week. So he's like a safe bet. I would say, like, if you're kind of concerned, or like myself, I got Andrews or Zach Ertz. Now Andrews had a good game last week. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You would start Andrews now?
100% give me Andrews.
You think it's safe?
Yeah, I think he's back. Took him a little bit to get ready, but he's in mid-season
baby
now.
All right. I'm gonna pull it. Okay, our next guy is K. Dotton, which we already kind of talked about. He's like really.
The guy gets a lot of targets. He's going to be good against the Ravens this week. Done.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, good, awesome. Hunter Henry, roster at 16%.
He lives here for us, I swear.
Dude, he's like, what's his? Oh my god, I forgot his name.
Taylor
Holy shit, he's the Taylor Heineke. I'm not gonna buy his jersey though, because I don't know why. He's got one of those.
Hunter Henry's always
got a punchable face. Like, I just want to.
Yeah, he does. But we love you, Taylor.
Yeah. Anyways, I think there's not much to say except for the fact that quarterback play has had an uptick. They got a really good matchup with the Jags. Only thing is like, how do they? I always get nervous when teams go to London, because you never know. Like, sometimes that really throws them out. Thank God for the Bears it didn't, but we'll see. I think he is. I think if you're desperate, I think this is a guy you can stream. Yeah? Am I wrong on that? Okay, cool. Nope. Let's go ahead and put a bow on this. We got our defenses. This week, we're thinking the Cincinnati Bengals at 47% because they're going against the Giants. I think you could probably find.
That was last week. Sorry, that was last week. My apologies.
Oh, that was last week? Okay.
I played last week, yeah.
That's right.
I have them in my notes. Give me a quick second.
Go.
Okay. One moment. Sorry about that. Oh, he just throws it to me just to fucking hang me out to dry.
Dude, I didn't mean to. I thought you were like, just one second. And I was like, all right, he's good.
Let's do it. All right. So the defenses I have in my notes here are the LA Chargers are 47% rostered. They are only 6 defenses averaging more points than the Chargers defense right now, which they are averaging 9 points. They shut down the Broncos, for 3 quarters on Sunday, and now they play against the Cardinals, who may be without Marvin Harrison.
God, I hope not.
Keep an eye out on this team. Kyler Murray likes to scramble a lot, and they have a really good pass rush on this team. So let's see what happens. Let me give you one more defense deal.
Okay, hit me with it.
The Colts. They have their share of issues on defense, but they will be playing the Dolphins, who are starting Tyler Huntley yet again at quarterback for at least one more week, and that puts the Colts defense on our radar. Yeah.
Your brother came in. They stated I'm trash.
Thank you.
My apologies.
There you go.
All right, man. I'll give it to you, bro. I mean, I'm a competitor. I like to win. I don't like to win. I mean, like some people are like, oh, cool. There's such a like. I'm the kind of guy that if I had your brother's like number, I would have been like, bro, you need to set your lineup. Like I'm that guy, right? So I appreciate that. So yeah. Anywho, let's go ahead and end this. Or do you need a?
Nope, that's it. You
want me to talk about stuff?
Phony homies, remember to shoot your start sit questions over to us by tweeting DL where?
Tweet FFG.
Really easy. The hashtag DL if they want to send questions to us. What is the hashtag?
Ask us FFG.
You motherfucker. Or send those fantasy questions if you don't use X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days, to our email. DL, what is that email?
It's accessffg@gmail.com.
Or finally, the last way you can get in contact with us, you can give us a call, as you saw today, live on air. DL, what is the phone number they can call?
Yeah, and especially if like JC's in the bathroom, that's normally when he's checking his like phone, especially if he's got to pee real bad or just, taking a deuce. You can call area code 708-655-4508 and he will pick up, which is really gross because you shouldn't be touching your phone if you're
use my phone
in the restroom. I know. You're that guy. You're that guy that's like watching YouTube videos like in a public restroom. Yep. I knew it.
No, not in the public restroom. No. Not in the public restroom.
You put your headphones in first? That's nice.
I put my headphones in. I might do it at work once or twice here and there. But I'll do it at home all day, every day at home. That's like my me time.
Okay, I get you. Yeah, especially if you got kids running around. It's like, fuck yeah, no one can talk. Yep. And then your significant other says that you have like issues, and you're like, no, I'm good. They're like, no, you go to the bathroom. Like, what are you talking about? Anyways.
What are we talking about? Interesting deal. Interesting. Anyways, DL, thanks for tuning in, phony homies. Thanks to DL for his mediocre advice.
Nope.
I'm JC. We'll catch you on another fantastic episode of the Fake Football Guys Show. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and
smash
the notification button.